Alright, good morning everyone. My name is Arjumano. Today I'm going to give you a presentation as to why Apple is better than PC, than Windows, alright, which is right there, okay? So there's a couple of reasons. One, in the long run, and I say in the long run, Macs will run cheaper. And the reason being is because if you look at a $1,000 Apple and if you look at a $400 laptop that runs either by Dell or HP, there's other things that you have to buy that goes along with it. For example, software. For example, Microsoft Office. If you know how much is Microsoft Office, you're usually running about $200 to $300. Right? That is an additional charge that you may have to buy if you buy that Windows. If you buy Apple, it already comes with it. Right? Not only that, if you have a Microsoft Word document, you can actually open it in an Apple and save it as a Microsoft Word so that you can pass it along to somebody else. That is already included in the software. For example, Keynote, which is the program that I'm using right now. Anybody seen different versions of PowerPoint slides that looks better than this? All right. It's easy to buy. When you go to the website, apple.com, it'll show you just like this, right? It'll show you what kind of laptop you want. You want a small laptop or you want a performance PC. That's enough to run a whole server. Okay? There's different types of desktop style computers that they have, and they also have some laptops. When you go to a website like HP, Dell, Compaq, Gateway, they have all these different things that you can purchase that goes along that makes it all confusing. When you go to Apple, it's easy. It's there. It's already done for you. All the thinking process has already been done for you. Right? Not only that, they've already tested all the software and all the hardware that goes along with it to make sure that it's actually runs and it's compatible with that software and hardware. Malware. Who in here has viruses in their computers? Right? Geek Squad charges $199 for every time you bring your computer in to remove a virus. Historically, there's only been one incident back in the 1980s where the Apple computer actually had a virus. And until now, there hasn't been any recorded issues with it, other than malware, but that's only software related pertaining to Safari, which is the Internet Explorer, or the equivalent to Internet Explorer. Other than that, there hasn't been really any viruses that's been recorded that's able to actually go into to a Mac computer. Backup. In an Apple computer, all you do is you push one button and it'll back up your computer. If you have an external drive, you plug it in, you click that button, and then all your stuff gets transferred onto that. So here's the situation. What happens if you have to replace your hard drive? Right? So the hard drive gets replaced, all your stuff is gone. Well, in an Apple computer, that hard drive where you just backed up all your stuff, you plug it in and you click that same button, and guess what? All your stuff just goes back. Right? Most of the stuff that you'll see nowadays is that it either requires a disk or it requires for you to go online. But how can you go online if you have no operating system in your computer? Does that make sense? Okay. Apple does it in one click. Software install. Again, if you want to buy new software, all you gotta do is go to the App Store. Right? You don't necessarily have to go to another website. Or anybody seen these before? The updates, right? App Store does it automatically. Okay. Let me take that back. App Store gives you the option to do it automatically, without even you having to think about it. Simplicity. Although this is an older picture, but this is what the iMac looks like, which is the desktop version of Apple. That's actually a Gateway computer. No, I'm sorry, that's a Dell computer. Even the keyboard looks familiar, right? Everybody uses that at their work office or their office space. But look at all the clutter that goes along with it. Compatibility. We were just talking about this recently. You can actually run Windows programs and an application inside a Mac. In fact, the computer I'm using right now has a dual operating system. In other words, I can run it so that Windows can run on that computer. After this presentation, if you want, I can show it to you. However, Windows can't do that. So this this beautiful slide that you're seeing here right now, that can only be seen in an Apple computer. If I was to give you that slide right now and put it on your computer, the transitions will not be the same. The pictures might be there, but the sexiness of the presentation is not going to be there. If you will. Software updates. Software updates. Historically, each one of these software updates actually costs some sort of money, right? Somewhere between $100 to now free, right? So if I was to buy a computer from 3 years ago with Windows Vista, to upgrade from Vista to 7, from 7 to Windows 8, it's $199. Guess what? Apple does it for free, right? The build quality. Who prefers metal versus plastic? That MacBook Air that I'm using right now is made of solid aluminum. And finally, it just works. You plug it in, it does it. Right? As long as it's compatible with a Mac, you plug it in, it works. You ain't got to worry about my drivers because it does everything for you. Right? Ever plug in like a new USB device on your PC, and now you got to look for drivers, right? Or you plug in a new whatever it is, right? And now you got to look for drivers. Well, as long as it carries a Mac logo on it or an Apple logo on it, it's gonna work. Right? It's gonna work. Okay. Any questions? All right. Bottom line is, if you're the typical user of, you just watch movies, you listen to music, you check your email, go to the internet, just your everyday user, Mac is the way for you to go. It is the way for you to go. Don't get me wrong, if you're a hardcore gamer, by all means, get yourself a Windows. But keep in mind that with Apple can also run Windows. Okay? So you're kind of getting 2 for 1. Any questions? Yes?
I think the average household has a Mac or a PC.
I believe they do have a PC. But let me give you a little brief history of myself. I've been building computers since I was 13 years old. I'm now 34 years old. I transitioned over from PC world to the Mac world in 2008. That's when I bought my first PC and never turned around. So I know how to fix computers, I know how to repair them, I know how to build them. So why would I, who has been doing this since I was a kid, transition over from PC to Mac? Because I know it works. So I'm not just some guy who's just like, oh, I just started doing computers like 2 years ago. No. I've seen both the best of both worlds.
If Internet Explorer has been known to crash and carry all these viruses for so many years, why does Windows continue to still?
Because that's what sells. Because that's what sells. No further questions? Thank you for your time.